Devin Haney set to make his return to the sport of boxing to start the new year in March on BLK Prime. I believe it's the last week of March. Devin Haney will be fighting, making his return fight. People are throwing all kinds of names out there. They're saying Richardson Hitchens. That's the #1 name I've been hearing the most. And then obviously I've been hearing Adrian Broner as well, and Teofimo Lopez has been calling out Devin Haney on social media. They've done a lot of back and forth talking, yapping at each other, talking trash, and Devin Haney saying, you know, Tio's a clown and calling him crazy, and Tio's responding saying, I'm making, you know, I might not be making real money like you, Devin, but I've already accomplished all these other things. So they both accomplished a lot in the sport of boxing. As opposed to their peers, I feel like those guys are always being grouped with Gervonta and Ryan Garcia, who are probably more exciting fighters and maybe bigger draws, but ultimately Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney have accomplished so much in the sport compared to those guys. When we're talking about resumes and we're talking about important, you know, fights with a lot on the line, I think Devin and Tio are those guys that have led the charge in terms of that kind of group. Shakur's in there as well, you know, just a little bit later because he's been coming up from the lighter weight classes, but definitely in the conversation as well. But for Devin Haney, I'm happy. You guys know on this channel, my last few videos have been about Devin. I've made a few videos about Devin because I felt like I really need to see him back in the ring. We all need to see him, right? And it's important that we see him because I think he could still be a great, you know, contender, and I think he could still be champ. He is still champ, but ultimately he's a champ in recess. So to fix that problem, he's got to get active again. And if we're hearing names like Richardson Hitchens, that's a good name at 140. I don't know if, you know, Devin's going to be fighting at 140. They just said that he's going to be returning in March. He said that on social media, and then Teofimo Lopez, you know, tweeted back at him, replied to his tweet saying it should be with me. So maybe Teofimo Lopez wants to smoke, but we're also hearing talk about Tio and Subriel Matias. So maybe after Devin Haney gets this return fight in March and Teofimo fights Subriel Matias, then Devin and Tio could get it on, and that's a good fight. Especially if Devin doesn't really, you know, want to take any more tune-up fights after that. He wants to get straight into the big dogs. And not that Richardson Hitchens is a tune-up, but I think, you know, Devin would win that fight in totality. You know, I think Devin's the better fighter. He's the more seasoned fighter. He's been on the biggest stages already. Maybe not, you know, always had the stellar performance that he's wanted. Maybe not always the most convincing wins or the result that he wanted, but he's still, you know, very sharp, and I think he's a talented fighter no matter what. You know, people will continue to talk about how he's weak-minded and how, you know, he's not fighting Ryan Garcia, but people have to understand, you know, this stuff takes time. It doesn't just happen overnight. Like, you get beat like that and then you jump back into, you know, a fight with Ryan Garcia. That wouldn't be a smart fight for Devin Haney. He's recovering, he's gaining his confidence back, and then when he's ready to get to Ryan Garcia, I'm sure he's going to try to make that fight happen because it was such a big, you know, dent on his career. Not because it counted as a, you know, a no contest or anything like that, but ultimately because of the beating that he took in that fight. Regardless of the PEDs, we all saw Devin take a lot of punishment, and I think as a fighter and a guy with Devin's mentality, I expect him to still get it back in the ring, in the ring, despite, you know, all the lawsuits, litigation going on for battery. Besides that, I still think Devin's going to go after Ryan Garcia, and I think he has a chance to beat him. But it's going to be difficult because Ryan Garcia is going to look very, you know, even more dangerous than he did in the first fight because, you know, Devin knows what Ryan could potentially do. In the back of his mind, he knows that that's still a possibility. He still knows that Ryan's biggest weapon is the left hook, and he's going to have to stay away from it like the plague. He's going to have to pretend that whole side of left, you know, that left side of Ryan Garcia, you know, is fire. He's gonna have to stay away from that because the left hook did so much damage, but also the right hand did so much damage. So Devin's gonna have to find a healthy balance. That's for him, you know, and Bill Haney to formulate a game plan to get away from that left hook and make sure that, you know, they're not exposing that chin the same way they did in the first fight, so that, you know, Devin Haney can display his boxing skills. He can't stand in the center of the ring with a guy like Ryan Garcia because ultimately we saw what happened in the first fight, and it's very possible it happens again, even if Ryan Garcia is not on PEDs. You know, Ryan Garcia is still a very dangerous fighter. I still think that, you know, his left hook is probably the biggest weapon in the sport of boxing, no matter what people say. I'm not saying Ryan's the best boxer. I'm not saying he's the best fighter in the world right now, but he might have the biggest weapon, which is that left hook. So, you know, let me know in the comments what you guys think about Devin Haney's return. Are you guys excited? Because me personally, I can't wait to see Devin back in the ring, no matter who it's up against. I'm just happy to see you staying active. But let me know in the comments what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys on the next Navs boxing video. Peace.
That's going to do it for another Navs Fight Media video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's been your boy, Matt Nabong, with another video. Hope you guys enjoyed it all. Thank you guys for the constant support. Salute to y'all always. It's been your boy.